you want something different, you want to divorce differently, and you don't know how. I work with people that really want to do the work. They don't want to spend all their time blaming their soon to be ex, the other parent, the co parent. They don't want to put their kids in the middle. They want it to be different. You want it to be different, and you just don't know how because we're not taught this. So, people who have an open mind, people who are willing to be flexible, people who are willing to own your own part in the divorce, that's a really tricky one because we're taught to pick a side. We're taught that there's a good guy and a bad guy. And I always say it takes two people to get into a marriage, and it takes two people to exit a marriage. And so what I do is help you get to the point where you realize this I have not failed. I'm making a life choice that's the best choice for me, the best choice for my family. And beautiful things really can come out of that. But you need to know what to do. You need to have some accountability. You need to have some support. Because what you want is a more joy-filled life. You want some peace, and you want your children to be as negatively unaffected as possible. They're going to be affected, of course. It is going to be a big thing in their life, but it can be a big time of growth in their life. It can be a big awareness of how the world works and how people work and how people change and forgive. And that's what I wanted for my children, and I'm so grateful that their dad and I were able to do that. And they're the people that they are today, not in spite of our divorce, but in large part because of it. When I talk about doing the work, a lot of times the work involves getting rid of old ideas or old ways of thinking that this is how it has to be. The decision divorce is just the beginning of building beautiful examples for your children. But it really takes shifting that mindset. We have mindset work in business, in entrepreneurship, in sports, in education, all kinds of other areas where people talk about change your mindset. And we don't hear that about divorce. And I really believe that if we changed our mindset from seeing it as a failure to seeing it as a life transition that is painful but possible to get through, right at this point, there's endless possibility for it to be a heartfelt, painful, but successful experience. This is a new point, jumping off point for parenting for you. That's really what it is. It's a big life transition and not a failure. It is a new chapter. You're going from married to not being married. It is a totally new chapter in your life that's going to be filled with surprises and silver linings that you could have never imagined. God willing, we live a long life, and there's a lot of changes that happen in there. And so going from married to not married anymore is one of those times where life is going to look different, and you have no idea. It's impossible to be able to predict how that's going to look. But what is possible and what is probable, more than probable, is if you put the work in now and really concentrate on having the best kind of relationship and connection that you can have with your children's other parent, it is probable that life will be better. It is probable that your children will learn resilience in a way that you could have never taught them otherwise, and that they will understand what it is to have a healthy relationship they'll be able to see what a healthy relationship looks like. If I can be a resource, if I can offer support, some accountability, connection in the moment that you need connection, it really is an honor to meet people in that place, and I would be honored to meet you there too.